I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. Here's some red pills for you. Number one, religious men. Atheists really do hate you, view you with contempt, view you with scorn, and want you to give up your beliefs or at least stop talking entirely about them. Get on the back of the bus, sit down, shut up. This is what the average atheist wants today. And atheists who deny this, well, they ought to take pains to deny it really hard and make efforts to overcome it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm a bad atheist.
You're a jerk. And a bad person.
I know I'm an evil atheist.
I can't believe I agreed to marry you.
Hi y'all, before we jump into the Max Kolbe video, also known as Dean Esme, I just wanted to say congratulations to Genetically Modified Skeptic for dashing over that 10,000 subscriber mark. He makes some great content, and in celebration, he's planning on holding a charity live stream with various guests on Saturday. The stream starts at 12 p.m. CST, and I hope some of you can stop by and support the cause. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take part since I'm working that day, but I wish him all the success in the world for both his channel and the upcoming charity stream. With that out of the way, let's see what good old Max has to say.
Just to let you all know, we are seriously thinking about changing the name of the Max Kolbe channel to the Red Pill Religion channel. In fact, we're probably going to do that.
Wow, what an unoriginal name. I wonder how long it took the great minds at Escaping Atheism to come up with that.
And I want to remind you, we are attempting to make what we're doing, the Escaping Atheism Project, a movement. We want to get more people involved, whether you are a Jewish, Baha'i, have some sort of pagan spirituality that's non-mainstream, Christian, whatever. It is time to recognize that atheism is a hate movement.
What the?
And one of the things that we're all finding, those of us, whether we're Christian or not, the atheists hate all of us. And I will show you this. We are going to begin examining the atheist phenomenon entirely from a red pill perspective, which is why we're probably going to rename this channel.
A red pill perspective. Jesus, it's like he thinks he's inventing a brand new social philosophy. Listen, class, let's examine this from a red pill perspective.
Just so you know, the red pill metaphor involves seeing reality for what it is rather than what it is not. It's a metaphor from the movie The Matrix. And when you take the red pill, it's very traumatic and disturbing, and you don't like what you've seen, but it turns out to be the truth.
Yeah, and atheists are your red pill, Max. Even though you want to believe in some immaterial, supernatural being that personally watches over you and will forgive your sins and usher you into another dimension called heaven after you die, it's not true. Go ahead, swallow that jagged little pill.
I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. Here's some red pills for you. Number one, religious men. Atheists really do hate you, view you with contempt, view you with scorn, and want you to give up your beliefs or at least stop talking entirely about them. Get on the back of the bus, sit down, shut up. This is what the average atheist wants today.
Funny how you only ever mention religious men. Are religious women exempt from this persecution you're so worried about? And no, Dean, I personally don't want religious people to stop talking. I want them to keep talking so their ideas can be challenged. So the flaws in their thinking and the often horrible consequences of those ideas can be exposed. Now, if a religious person stops talking about their religious beliefs because they're genuinely convinced by an argument that refutes their position, I'd be fine with that.
A second red pill you should all be able to take, and by the way, if you're an atheist, you should take this red pill because it's the truth. If you're an atheist, you are not entitled to our respect, trust, or friendship. I'm going to repeat that again.
Of course we're not entitled to your respect, trust, or friendship. You're also not entitled to mine. I try to treat everyone I meet for the first time with a modicum of respect and civility, whether they're religious or not, but I don't think I'm entitled to those things. Of course, if you want to go through life acting like a jackass to everyone you meet for the first time, you're going to find that not many people like you. You're not likely to get very far in this life by treating people badly on a consistent basis. In fact, one of the things I find amusing about your movement, Dean, is reading your comment sections. It makes me laugh to see other Christians calling you out for being a hateful bigot. Your movement does more to hurt your cause than it does to help it. Most Christians can see through your persecution complex, and they can see the sad whiner beneath. They know that most atheists aren't out to harm them. Sure, there are some like myself who will challenge their beliefs on the internet, and many atheists as well as many religious people will oppose religion trying to enact religious laws. But that doesn't mean they hate you. Some Christians have even told me that they appreciate my channel and other channels like it, because it allows them to challenge their viewpoints. They may not agree with me, but they're strong enough and open-minded enough to challenge their worldview and watch content like mine without pretending like they're hated and persecuted. Very few people buy into your sob story, Max.
The militant, hateful, censoring, bullying, silencing, totalitarian atheist set who say they just represent rationality and truth and no one else has any. People who do that are not entitled. I mean, I openly encourage people who are religious or just who support religious people to stop being friends with atheists, stop doing business with atheists, kick them out of your homes, kick them out of your places of business, mock them, laugh at them, show them no conversational tolerance, because atheists are awful.
So you openly advocate for discrimination based on religion.
And begin saying things like that out loud. I've said this many times, and I mean it as a Christian. Please be a Hindu. You'll at least be more interesting and less psychotic.
Because the Hindu religion is perfectly rational. They don't believe in harmful, untrue things either.
Cows trample dozens of men as they take part in a traditional ritual in India's Bidawad village. Observed on the occasion of Ekadashi, villagers first decorate their cattle with bright colours and henna patterns. Hundreds of spectators then turn up to see the men get run over by their livestock, with the belief that their prayers will then be answered.
But, religion is needed for society, though. It's like Max doesn't care about what is true at all. He thinks he's some sort of general, or at least he seems to aspire to be some sort of general, in a spiritual war between atheists and religious people. It doesn't matter to him what sort of hokey crap someone believes in, as long as they believe in something supernatural, so they can join his tribe. Hey atheist, it's not interesting believing in reality. Just go believe in something supernatural so we can be in the same tribe together, and so you'll seem more interesting to me. Max, here's a newsflash for you, or a red pill if you want to call it that. Atheists aren't usually atheists because they want to be more or less interesting. They're atheists because they don't believe in God. You can't just pick up what you believe in and put it on like you would a suit. If you want atheists to believe in some sort of religion, try convincing them that you're right. Stop blubbering about how persecuted you are and make some half-decent arguments.
Or even particularly respect your rights that I can see. You know, you can say you have rights, but why are we obligated to protect them for you? You won't protect ours.
Okay, so this part is actually interesting. I searched for the story in a mainstream outlet and found one in the Edmonton Journal. I'll leave a link in the description box. It looks like an ongoing case. Here's what the Journal had to say. An evangelical Christian couple have filed a court application alleging the province discriminated against them based on their religious beliefs by rejecting their application to adopt a child. The Edmonton couple allege an initial recommendation they be allowed to adopt was revoked after interference by the Ministry of Children's Services, and they were told their religious beliefs related to gender and sexuality were contrary to the official position of the Alberta government. If we did not change our religious beliefs regarding sexuality to conform to the beliefs of Child and Family Services, we would not be approved for adoption, said the woman in an affidavit filed November 1st with Court of Queen's Bench in Edmonton. Alright, and further down, it says, however, the report recommended a homosexual child not be placed with the couple because of an assessment that though they would unconditionally love a child questioning or exploring their sexuality, they would not support the lifestyle, which could mean a child may not feel accepted. Then in mid-March, the worker contacted the couple and again said Child and Family Services had received the report and had additional questions about their views on sexuality. The worker and the couple sent emails back and forth. In one, the woman wrote she believes homosexuality is a choice. During subsequent meetings with Catholic Social Services and Child and Family Services, the couple said they made it clear they would seek counseling and support if their child was questioning their sexuality, but they could not encourage a lifestyle that we knew caused a higher proportion of anxiety, depression, and suicide attempts than other lifestyles, according to the affidavit. On May 3rd, the couple's adoption application was officially rejected, according to court documents. They are asking the court to rule that their rights were violated, and for an order that they may be approved as adoptive parents. In response to inquiries about the court application, Aaron Manton, spokesman for Minister of Children's Services, provided an emailed statement. Quote, "Our government believes that every adoptive child deserves a safe, healthy, loving, and inclusive home. We want to ensure that, in all cases, the adoption process gives both children and parents the best possible outcomes, which is why the application process is thorough and rigorous," Manton said in the statement. Alright, I know that was a lengthy read and I'm sorry, but I wanted to make sure the facts of the case were on the table before commenting. I can easily see that couple winning their court case. I can also understand why Child Services would be reluctant to place a child in their custody if there was a chance he or she was a homosexual. First things first, Children's Services isn't an atheist organization. They aren't an arm of the Canadian atheist regime or anything, and they employ both atheists and religious people. Believe it or not, Dean, many Christians also disagree with the idea that homosexuality is a choice and oppose having children placed in the custody of parents who might mistreat or be unsupportive to their needs. With that said, the Catholic couple has a solid case in my opinion. And please keep in mind that I'm not a lawyer, and you should take my opinion here with that in mind. However, according to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Canadian citizens have the fundamental freedom of conscience and religion. And under equality rights, Canadian citizens have the right to be equal before and under the law, and has the right to the equal protection and equal benefit of the law without discrimination, and in particular, without discrimination based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental or physical disability. I don't see a whole lot of wriggle room there, and as much as I can understand why Children's Services wouldn't want to place a child in a possibly dangerous or less than ideal home based on what they understand about the beliefs of that couple, I don't think they can deny that couple a child based on religion or religious beliefs, at least legally. They may be able to step in if the child turns out to be a homosexual and the parents act in such a way that it poses a danger to the child, but that hasn't happened yet. I really think that Children's Services are fighting a losing battle there, but that's why we have a legal system in place, and this is in no way an atheist attack on Christians. Anyhow, if you're watching this, please leave your thoughts about the case below. I'd love to read them.
Kick them out of your place of business. Just say, get out. I don't want any dirty, nasty fucking atheists around here.
You make me sad, Dean. Take care and cheers.